Hello, my name is Judith Easton. Welcome to Addison Township Democratic Organization Presents. We're here today with the exciting candidates for the Forest Preserve District. Remember, elections are November 2nd. Make sure you're registered. Make sure you vote. And you'll be learning today about our wonderful candidates for the Forest Preserve District. First of all, we have Dennis Clark. Dennis, you're running for president of the Forest Preserve District. So glad you're doing so. Welcome to Addison Township Democratic Organization Presents. We want to kind of get clear on the Forest Preserve District. It serves all of Dupage County, and oftentimes we think that the Forest Preserve is kind of a place to go have a picnic. But you know what? It's a lot more. It's a governmental agency.
That's correct.
So Dennis, give us the background on the Forest Preserve District.
Well, Judith, thanks for inviting us here today, and I'm excited to be here as well as the other candidates that you'll hear shortly from. The Forest Preserve is made up of a board that was separated from the county board back in 2002. There's seven people on the board, one from every district in DuPage County, and then the president that will decide to vote if there's a tie. The board actually takes care of setting the policies, approving the budget, and the budget is actually about a $42 million expenditure every year.
Wow.
Yes, which is made up basically of your property taxes. So this is one of the things that people should be interested in, because they just approved a 5.25% increase in that budget rate, which is
5.25% interest increase in your taxes.
In their taxes that they'll see next year. It's actually the budget for the Forest Preserve that'll be translated into their tax rates next year.
Got it. Got it. Thank you so much. And next we have Hillary Dank running for District 2 of Forest Preserve. Hillary, it's interesting. You got involved through a community project.
That's right. I'm a Downers Grove native, and I was working on a children's educational garden that I founded and was working on with my church and school.
Wonderful.
And as I was working on that, I really wanted to give opportunities for outdoor activities and learn more and more about the Forest Preserve District through that, trying to get them outdoors. And then as an attorney for 18 years, I'd always thought about public service, and so I've always been interested in government and organizations and learn more about what the Forest Preserve does, their budget, and had no idea who was representing me. So that was one of the reasons I got involved, was because I felt like this was the time for me to get involved with public service and really properly represent my district.
Right, because you had no idea who was representing you.
Exactly. So there's really a void in leadership, and I think that I could really fill that void with my experience and passion for the environment.
Wonderful. Thank you. Eric Bergman is running for District 4, Forest Preserve District. And you were involved in some local boards, and that's how you decided to run.
Well, I've been a resident of Glen Ellen for 19 years, and a couple of years ago some neighbors began to put signs up around town saying that the Park District was going to cut down 340 trees. It didn't seem like a good idea. I got involved with them. We got quite a group of people upset about it. A lot of people in Glen Ellen cared about the trees, and it didn't make much sense that the Park District would cut these trees down. The long and the short of it is that through the course of a few weeks of organizing, we organized about a couple hundred people to join us at the village meetings and at the Park District meetings, and the board simply didn't listen to us. And I just felt that that was so upsetting and so wrong for a board to discount what the people who elected them and put them into office were coming before them to say, that we eventually ran a campaign against them. After that experience, I became more aware of the kind of systemic problem throughout the entire county, that many boards do not listen well. When I saw Shannon and Dennis having so much trouble getting the attention of the Forest Preserve Board about their crazy notion to put this garage next to McKee Marsh, I was instantly ready to help them.
Great.
And that's how I got involved.
Great. And speaking of McKee Marsh, that's a wonderful segue into Shannon Burns, who's running for District 6 of Forest Preserve to represent her people that live in District 6. And it was through this McKee Marsh that was being threatened by the building of the Fleet Maintenance Project. So tell us about that.
That's
Shannon.
right. McKee Marsh it was the district's first restoration project, and it's a Class 3 marsh and a Class 4 wildlife habitat today. And about 18 months ago, our community discovered that the Forest Preserve had 20-year-old plans that they were getting ready to go to construction in 2009 to build a 28,000-foot, $18 million maintenance garage 200 feet from the McKee Marsh. So I got involved in chairing a committee to oppose that. And in the process of opposing the maintenance building at McKee Marsh, I discovered there were many other problems with the forest preserve, and I could go on and on about those. In the process of that, I began to realize that I'm not a career politician. I'm a citizen like everyone else, and it occurred to me that something as vital as the forest preserve and the outdoors and our open lands, something that's that important to community life, is best represented by a community member. So that's why I'm running.
Thank you so much. So folks, I hope that in listening to this, in watching this, in observing these people, that you'll get the feeling that yes, there's something going on in DuPage County. Today we're talking about forest preserve, but it's about our government officials not listening to us. Something weird has happened in DuPage County. It's almost as though there's no longer a democracy. So I'm urging you people, go to the polls on November 2nd. Bring democracy back to DuPage County. Now back to Dennis Clark running for president. Dennis has, I know for a fact, that he's been at Morton Arboretum with Shannon Burns taking classes in wetlands
management and restoration, and being graduating soon with a woodland steward certification.
A woodland steward certification. So these people, you can tell, none of them are career politicians. None of them are going to be taking that money that they're getting from our taxes and spending it on things that we don't know about, that we're not making decisions on. None of these people are going to do that. These are the people you need to vote for. So Dennis Clark and Shannon have been getting educated on how to preserve our DuPage County forest preserves. And we've heard from Hillary Dank. She's a lawyer. She can bring all these organizations together. And we hear the passion of Eric as he found out that none of the local boards, township, county, forest preserve, none of them are representing us, folks. Register to vote. Go to the polls on November 2nd. And now, what I would like to talk about a little bit is this levy, this tax levy. Anyone, what's this levy about? Why are they doing it? And why are they doing it without our input?
I think I can start off with that.
Great.
It's interesting to note, if you look at the website, they have indicated on their website that their tax levy has gone down for a number of years. The problem is that they've cut the chart off at 2006. When you actually start studying the numbers, they've actually increased the tax levy, their budget, which goes into the tax levy, 4 out of 8 years that they've been actually managing the forest preserve as a board themselves. Prior to that, let's remember that they were part of DuPage County Board itself. And those people actually were managing and brought the levy down. So when they were broken away from the county board in 2002, 4 out of those 8 years, they've raised the tax rate. And when you look at the website, as I say, they don't have those increases in 7, 8, 9, and 10 on their website.
Yeah, the Forest Preserve District.
The Forest Preserve did not.
Right. And Eric Bergman was telling me that you go to and I went to the website, and he's right. You can't even navigate around it. I mean, the whole website is sort of designed to hide what they're doing. Now, not to say that they're bad people or anything. They just don't. Well, we're going to continue this discussion. Don't go anywhere, folks. We're going to be back with our wonderful Forest Preserve candidates in just a moment or so. So stay right there in your chair. And if you happen to go somewhere, well, I'll see you at the polls on November 2nd, right? Go to vote. Thank you for joining.